All right, hello and welcome to this bonus episode of the Christian Reeve Podcast. As you can tell, I'm wearing the same clothes, so I'm recording a bunch of episodes all in one sitting. But fuck it! For you, it's a new day, it's a new episode, and you're none the wiser, even though I just told you, so now you're all the wiser. Fun topic. We're doing music, movies, and pop culture questions. So I want to take the moment to say a massive thank you to the wonderful Vilma, who made this possible with all her fantastic questions. So thank you very much, Vilma. We love you. Let's go. Question number 1. If you could if you could only listen, it's off to a great start. If you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh, there's a lot of contenders. I'm gonna go with just like the albums that I consider to be like 10 out of 10. So there's gonna be a few. Right off the bat, Songs for the Deaf by Queens of the Stone Age, I think is a flawless album. It's absolutely fantastic. Morning View by Incubus is definitely up there. Paramore's third album, Brand New Eyes, I think is a perfect 10. Maybe Metallica's Black Album. I think that's pretty flawless. Maybe Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. I think that's pretty outstanding as well. The way I'm trying to judge it is like anything that I would consider listening to and binge listening to again. Like that's kind of what I'm basing it upon. And those would be some of my choices. Question number 2. What's the first song you remember absolutely loving as a kid? It was probably like a S Club 7 song or something, to be honest. I remember like, before discovering rock and metal and all that, like my understanding of music was anything that my mum played that I wouldn't really think about. I would just be like, oh, that sounds cool, but I wouldn't question it. But when I was in primary school, I distinctly remember it was like S Club 7, Blue, like Steps, and then like Vivaldi's Four Seasons. That was my understanding of music. And then one day some kid came in with the Linkin Park Theory. No. The Linkin Park album, the first album, the debut album, Hybrid Theory, and it blew my fucking mind. But yeah, that's probably... Do you know, actually, maybe Golden Brown by The Stranglers. I remember hearing that a lot as a kid. And it makes sense because it would have been on the radio a lot in the 90s because it was reused. Like originally it came out in the 70s, I think, late 70s, early 80s. But and it was weird because like The Stranglers were a punk band, but they released this song. And it was like so totally not a punk song, but it was like their best song of all time. It was reused in this film called Snatch that came out in the 90s, a gangster film. I think it was a Guy Ritchie film, and it was in there. It was on the soundtrack, and so it would have been playing a lot in the 90s when I was born in the 90s. So there you go. Question number 3. If you could attend any concert in history, which one would it be? Oh my god, there's so many. I think Woodstock 69 is obviously a big contender, or Woodstock 99, where Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit played. The Pompeii gig that Pink Floyd did seems like a big one. Metallica Seattle 1989. You can see footage of it online on YouTube. Looks fucking outstanding. There's so many. Just any Doors gig, any Johnny Cash 60s 70s gig, just any of that. Question number 4. What's a song that instantly puts you in a good mood? Ooh. Okay, I wouldn't say necessarily a good mood. I just like the song. I always like hearing it. It would be Here I Dreamt I Was an Architect by the Decemberists. Something about that song just feels very special for me. Like it has like a deeper meaning. Like it fits my life perfectly. I don't know. I think that's, yeah. Question number 5. Which musician do you think is underrated and deserves more recognition? Oh my God, like so many bands. Like so many. Okay, so right off the bat, A Great Big Pile of Leaves. I've been listening to them since 2010. You probably never heard of them. You're like, what? That's a crazy name. They are fantastic. And every album that they release, which is not often, because they don't fucking release enough albums. And if you ever hear this, please know that it's so frustrating being a fan of your music, because it's like, first album came out in what, like 2011, second one was 2013. You didn't release your third album until 2021. Boys, what are we doing? But their third album was their best, like hands down. It was sensational. So if I got to wait till like 2028 for the next one, it'll probably be worth waiting for. There's like loads and loads of bands that I know that deserve more attention. For example, The Trusted. I've had the lead singer on my podcast before, Tom Cunningham, great guy. That band is exceptional. Like if they would have came out in the 2000s, they would have been huge. They still should be huge. They're very experimental. Their sound is really interesting. I've never heard a bad song by them. So many artists. What's that band that I really like? Palace. They're heavily underrated. I'm surprised they're not like one of the biggest bands in the UK, and they've got like attention. Don't get me wrong, but like a lot of people I know have never heard of them, and I'm like, how? All of their songs are just absolute bangers. The Decemberists, I mentioned them before, that they're incredible, so good. And again, like it's just, I don't know, it's weird. It doesn't seem to matter how good you are as a musician, how talented you are. It's all about like money and who you know and luck and shit like that. Like there's artists I hear in the charts sometimes where I'm like, they can't even fucking sing, let alone release an album. But don't matter, man. And then you hear these people, these bands that have been slaving it away for like 30 years and they've released some of the best music of all time, and then just nothing. I don't get it, man. Make it make sense. Question number 6. What's the weirdest or most unexpected song on your playlist? Well, I think a lot of people know that I listen to just about anything. I know I shit on pop music a lot, but you find a lot of pop music in my playlist. I love... It's like the guy says in The Sopranos, good song is a good song. I don't care how cheesy it is. I don't care how lame it might be. Good song is a good song. If it gets people moving, it's a good fucking song. So, all right, I got to pick one then. All right. La Bamba. There you go. Question number 7. If you could form a band with any musicians, alive or dead, who would be in it? Okay. All right. Okay. So was it Les Claypool from Primus? He'd be the bassist. Drummer would be John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Or no, Joey Jordison. No, yeah. Joey Jordison from Slipknot. Les Claypool from Primus. Okay, who's going to be on guitar with that lineup? Maybe John Petrucci from Dream Theater. Is it John? I think his name's John. I love Dream Theater. They're great. Singer. With that lineup, maybe Miles Kennedy. There you go. Tell me that's not a fucking sick band. All right. Question number 8. What's a song that reminds you of a specific moment in your life? So many. I mentioned Golden Brown by the Stranglers. That reminds me of childhood. There's a song by Green Day that reminds me of being a teenager. I think it's Last Night on Earth. Might be. Yeah, there's just so many songs that remind me of certain times in my life. It's incredible that music can do that. It can take you back. It can even remind you of smells and sounds and shit, you know? Question number 9. If your life had a soundtrack, what would be the opening and closing songs? Wow. Okay. If I had to pick, I would say the opening song would be that song that's in Matilda. The one that goes like, I would like to reach out my hand, oh monsieur, I tell you the world, on my way, I'm gonna say my own. Send Me On My Way is the name of the song. Pick me up when going down, I tell you the world, I'm gonna say my own. I love that song, man. It just makes me happy. I would like to hold my little hand. It just gets stuck in your head. I can't remember who it's by. The music video is just as insane, man. Love it. It's just a bunch of guys on top of an ensemble on top of a mountain somewhere, just being proper hippie-ish and just having a laugh. And it's just beautiful, really. So that would be the opener. The closer would be the Decemberists. Here I Jumped Over as an Architect. Either that or That's Life by Frank Sinatra. Question number 10. What's a song or music genre you secretly love but don't usually admit to? I don't do this. I don't do this whole, like, what is it, guilty pleasures thing that people talk about. Like, I've never subscribed to that. I think it's stupid when people do that. They're like, oh, no one should know that I listen to... Like, who the fuck cares, man? Even when I was a teenager, I thought that was dumb. Like, people would be like, oh, why... You can't listen to this. I'm like, what do you mean? I listen to whatever the fuck I want. Like, what do you mean I can't listen to this? Yes, I can. Play. Now I'm listening to it. I guess I just don't ascribe a lot of identity to music. You know, like, I just like what I like. I don't... If I'm listening to something, I don't see it having any bearing on me. I guess you could say certain songs and certain genres are more in line with, like, who I am as a person, but I just listen to what I listen to, man. If I like something, I just keep listening to it. So, question number 11. What's a movie you could watch over and over without getting bored? Maybe Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire. Maybe The Godfather 1 and 2. Maybe The Shawshank Redemption. But I think if I saw it enough times, I'd get sick of it. Oh, no. Shaun of the Dead. I've seen that a million times. I can quote parts of the script verbatim. And it still never gets boring. It's fantastic. All right. Question number 12. If your life were turned into a movie, what genre would it be? Fucking comedy? Tragic comedy? Is that a genre? It's a tragic comedy. I told you I've got a sick sense of humour, man. I was being real with you. In this summer, the tragic comedy of the summer, Christian Reeve's life. You'll be laughing and crying at the same time. Coming out August 31st. Yeah, probably a tragic comedy. Question number 13. What's a TV show you wish had never been cancelled? Now, that is a great question. That had never been cancelled. I don't know. Most of the ones I liked had a definitive ending. I feel for people that like watch shows and it gets cancelled, and then that seems to be a regular occurrence with things like Netflix and shit these days. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got an answer to that. Question number 14. Which fictional character do you relate to the most? Ooh. You know, I don't know. Probably a lot of villains that like feel slighted. Is this the beginning of my villain arc? I have to be careful. Yeah, I don't know. Question number 15. If you could replace any actor in a famous movie role, which one would you take? Probably Tim Robbins in Shawshank Redemption. I fucking love that movie. Question number 16. What's the most overrated movie or TV show in your opinion? Ooh! Most overrated movie or TV show? I don't know. I mean, I can tell you, like, TV shows that I hate would be like Love Island. I think that's a crock of shit. And like Big Brother and stuff like that. But then, as a genre, isn't it? Reality TV. Like, I think reality TV as a concept is stupid because there's nothing real about it. So why is it called reality TV? That's just nonsense, isn't it? Like, you know. And then when you actually sit and watch it, it's just people sat there doing nothing, and then occasionally they have arguments, and then that's the compelling element, I guess, is watching two people have an argument, which is often frustrating to watch play out because you're just like, oh, if you just sit down and like talk it out, you'd solve it in about a minute. But because you're screaming across a room and throwing shit at each other and trying to sabotage each other and bitch about each other, it never gets solved. It never gets sorted out. But yeah, I don't know, like classic movies and TV shows that are overrated. Let's try to think of something that maybe like nah, because I've not seen them, so I can't really. No, I don't know. That's actually stumped me, to be honest. But hey, I got to shit on reality TV, so that makes me happy. Question number 17. What's the best plot twist you've ever seen in a movie? You're not going to believe this, right? But I got to be honest. I have to be honest. Okay, so I fucking hate the Twilight movies, right? I got dragged to see all of them as a teenager with a particular girl that I was dating. And, you know, I just went along like a good little boyfriend. But I remember, I think it was the final Twilight movie. So plot spoilers if you've not seen it by this point. But basically, right in, they have this like big battle or like a showdown in the middle of like, I don't know, I guess they're on like a plane of ice or some shit. And you've got all these like vampires and werewolves and shit running at each other, and they're all gonna like totally destroy each other and decimate each other. And it's like really brutal and it's tragic and terrible. And then basically what happens is it's like one of those, oh, it was all a dream, and like you sort of, how can I describe this? It turns out it's all this one particular like vampire's premonition, I guess you could say, vision of what could happen. And he looks like horrified, and everyone is standing there in the showdown, like they're not fighting, they're just like awaiting. And then he basically, I think that leads to them working out a peace, basically, because, you know, he doesn't want that potential future to happen. And I thought that was a really good twist. I wasn't expecting it. I hadn't read the books, so if it's in the books, I apologize. I didn't know. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting it because I was so bored in that movie and those movies. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's actually a pretty good little plot device. And normally, when you see the whole, oh, it's all a dream thing, it's bollocks because it's like a cop out, as they say, and a bit of a lazy plot device. But in this instance, I thought it was used really well. So there you go. Bet you didn't expect me to say that, did you? Question number 18. If you could remake a classic movie, which one would you choose and who would star in it? Ooh. Now that is a great question. What's dying for a remake that would be... I would love to do like the Godfather series, but I don't want it to be done. Like I adore the Godfather series, but it'd be interesting to do it with the resources that we have now and the fantastic actors we have now. I feel like there's a lot you could do, but again, it's been done. I don't know that there's any more you could do with it. As far as like remaking just a singular classic movie. I don't know. I'm always shit with questions like this. But who would I want it to star in it? I really like Timothée Chalamet. I think he's got something special. There's something about that kid that's just... He's got something. I don't know what it is, but he's got it. I love him. A lot of amazing actresses out there right now. And actors... But yeah, I don't know. He stands out at the moment. Question number 19. What's a movie or TV show that completely changed your perspective on something? Now, that's genius. I can tell you that watching The Sopranos really made me realize just how much that series influenced like TV and series moving forward. I mean, the reason that we have... these like cinematic style series now, you can thank The Sopranos for that, because every single episode was essentially a movie, which was groundbreaking at the time. You got to remember, this was the 90s. So to have something like that on television was huge. And then, of course, you had like Breaking Bad thereafter and Better Call Saul and countless great shows thereafter. But I feel like that really... changed my perspective on like TV shows and what they can be. How I Met Your Mother changed my perspective on life in a big way. That used to be my comfort show, and I'm due a rewatch actually. It's been a while. But I used to watch it a lot when I was single and struggling, and Ted was like my comfort character, because like myself, he was this hopeless romantic who just could never quite make it work with anyone and desperately wanted a family and to be with the one and be with the right person. And all the while, that show was trying to teach a really, really big, important life lesson, which maybe people missed. I don't know. A lot of people focus too much on the ending and how things transpired. And, look, that's a debate for another time. But the journey of him meeting his love, meeting his wife, is a long and arduous one. And there's so many twists and turns. And, he makes so many mistakes. And... it's only when he gets to the point where he's gone through all of that, learned the lessons, and like let go, like truly just let go and accepted fate and just moved on. That's when he meets the one. And that's how it was for me meeting my love. It was exactly that. Like I'd been single for 5 years. I'd been through every emotion you could go through at that point. And I accepted it. I was like, look, it might not happen, but it's okay. Like, I'm happy with myself. I'm more or less happy in life, you know. This is okay. It'll be all right. And then, like 2 weeks later, I meet her, and she just totally throws my world upside down. And even now, I look at it and I'm like, it's only because I let go that it worked out. And, you know, people like Vilma, shout out to Vilma, have said I should do the same thing with my goals and my dreams, and maybe it'll work out. I'm trying. I really am. I think every time I let go, in the sense that I just do the things and don't worry about how they'll perform, they often turn out better. I've noticed that's the case with the podcast and live streams and music and everything. Like, when I forget about the wider purpose of it all, or the goals that I'm trying to achieve, or any of that shit, when I just look at it for what it is, it kind of just stops being painful. It starts just being the thing I love again. And in a way, it's good, because it forces you to focus on what's really important, which is the thing itself, and not like and like you doing it. Like, I started doing these things because I love to do them. I love to be creative. I love to do a podcast. I didn't start a podcast to be rich and famous. I started a podcast because I loved podcasting. I still love podcasting. You know, I used to listen to the Ricky Gervais show in the early 2010s on the way to work at like 5 or 6 in the morning. I used to binge watch those, or binge listen to them on my iPod. That's how fucking long ago we're talking. And I loved it. I loved the concept, the format. I was enamored with it. I always thought, like, if I could ever do something like that, I would love to do that. And then all these years later, you know, I had an opportunity off the back of a very short-lived 3-way podcast. I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And I did it. You know, I've been doing it for the last 5 years. And I love when a show goes really, really well. I would say most of my shows are good. Obviously, I'm biased in saying that, but it's rare that I walk away from a podcast and think like that was not as good or something. Like, I always feel like it was worth doing and the show was good. Some conversations are going to be better than others. That's just inevitable. But there's this amazing feeling you get when you've got like magic in your hands and you're like, this was something special. People were really going to like this. And I've had a lot of shows recently that are recorded. They're coming out soon, and it's going to be something special. There's a lot to look forward to on the podcast. So keep listening, keep watching. Some good shit coming. Question number 20. If you had to survive in any movie universe, which one would you pick? Ooh, this is interesting. I think the better question would be, which one would you stand more of a chance of surviving in? I'd play it safe, like maybe like the Fairly Odd Parents universe or something like that. Oh, it's movie. It's got to be a movie universe. Fuck. Movie universe. Maybe the Ready Player One universe. I could just hide in the game. I don't know. I tend to watch more TV shows these days than movies. The first thing that came to mind was The Walking Dead, but I don't know that I'd fancy my chances in that. I feel like everyone dies inevitably in that show. I feel like I might have a better chance though, because I wouldn't be complacent. I feel like I could survive. But in that world, it's like, do you really want to survive? it's like life sucks. Question number 21. If you could bring back one celebrity who has passed away, who would it be? Oh my God, there's so many. Steve Irwin is a big one. Maybe Robin Williams. Bray Wyatt. I would love. He died way too soon. So many wrestlers that have died way too soon. Bray Wyatt broke me. Because for those who don't watch wrestling, a lot of wrestlers tend to die young, unfortunately. But Bray Wyatt was this guy who was a great modern storyteller. Some people say he was like the modern answer to The Undertaker. He was just something special, and I think a lot of people would agree with me that like he had a lot to give, so much to give, and it's one of those cruel things in life where sometimes someone's light is extinguished before they can really show you just how incredible they are. And in his short years, he did. He left an impact. And the thing that sucks the most about him dying is that he left behind a family. He left behind a legacy that, still resonates with a lot of people and still has so much that could have been done. There was frustrations with his career, I'm not going to pretend there weren't, but like it was nothing that he was doing. He always gave it 100%. It was always entertaining, it was always good, it was always gripping, And in the months leading up to his death, I remember there was a lot of talk and speculation that he was going to make a big return, and he'd been hospitalized. But everyone kind of saw it as like a routine thing, like, oh, he's going to get some surgery, be back in the ring, and that was what the company kind of expected too, from what I understand. And then just fucking, he got COVID or something, and then he was immunocompromised because of something else, and then he just fucking died, man. Died. It was surreal. Sometimes someone will die and you won't believe that it's real. You'll think, like, is this some kind of sick joke? But him dying was like, I couldn't believe it. And there was many of us who couldn't believe it. And I don't know how many years it's been now, 3 years, I think, 2 or 3 years. But every time I see like old clips of him, it just hurts. I feel the same about Eddie Guerrero. He died back in like 2005. Same feeling. Robin Williams was an interesting one because I remember that was 2013. Knowing how he took his own life, it was really, really sad because people knew his battles, and for a man who spent his whole life trying to make people smile and make people happy, to know that he wasn't happy is just heartbreaking. Man, there's so many people I bring back. Sorry, I didn't want to take this in a... You asked. You asked, Wilma. It just sucks, doesn't it, man? Question number 22. What's a trend from the past, fashion, music, slang, etc., that you'd love to see make a comeback? God, I don't know. Maybe like the indie style of music that was really popular in the 2000s. Like, I know there's a lot of indie bands still out there that are doing their thing, but like if it became like super, super popular again, that would be cool to see, because there was a lot of great music back then. It really was a fantastic time in the UK for music. Just maybe arguably the last great era in the UK for good contemporary music. That was really cool for sure. Question number 23. If you could steal one famous celebrity's wardrobe, whose would it be? Probably Prince. If not Prince, maybe Matt Smith as Doctor Who. One of those two. God damn. Question number 24. If you had to go on a reality TV show, this is funny considering how much I shout on it. Which one would you choose? I mean, they're all shit. Could I get away with going on the Osbournes? That'd be fun. Okay, let's assume it's one of the ones where you have to apply to be on and all that shit. God, I don't know. They're all crap, man. See, I wouldn't have minded going on like Big Brother like when it first began. Because when Big Brother first began, it was like a psychological experiment. I remember in the very beginning, they used to do stuff like, I think it was season 2 in the UK version. They divided the house into like the poor section and the rich section. And they had like metal bars and shit, like a prison. It was pretty fucked up. But I remember one particular episode was at nighttime, and someone from the poor side managed to sneak into the rich side, and like they just stole a bunch of food from the fridge or something. And I always just thought that was pretty funny and kind of interesting from a psychological perspective as well. I wouldn't have minded going on the show back then. I think that would have been interesting. So yeah. Question number 25. If you could erase one terrible movie, song, or trend from existence, what would it be? Oh, so many. Fucking Baby Shark. That shit can die and die quickly. Crazy Frog. Fucking hated that shit. That song, Despacito, is it? I hate that shit. There's a lot of stuff that I hate. It's just all the shit that I see on TikTok most of the time. And on that happy note, thank you so much for watching and listening. I'll see you in the next one.